Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Are you being conned by your Cocker Spaniel? Is your favorite feline acting a bit flippant? Does your Chihuahua need some counseling? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and consider your dogs and cats part of your family, and really want to understand how they think and why they do some of the things they do, stay tuned, because right now, right here, it's time for the Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you have a question about your dog or your cat, you want to find out why they're jumping, digging, scratching, refusing to use the litter box, or just don't get along with each other, great time to give me a call. Just a reminder that everyone that does call in and get through to me live on the air today will be getting a phenomenal gift for their best friend, for your dog or cat. And many of the items I give away are pretty expensive, 20, 30, 40 bucks and more. So if you call in and get through to me live and I answer your question on the air, a great gift will be arriving at your home for your best friend. So that phone number, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away on the show as well today. Lots of great stuff to talk about. But let me tell you what I plan on talking about on today's show. You all know, you listen to the show every week. We've been doing this together for 33 years. We grew up together. Well, maybe some of you are a lot younger than me, but we kind of grew up together. Anyway, I always come up with these topics I want to share with you. Sometimes we have time, sometimes we don't. If we don't, I always put them up on my website. But here's where I'd like to head with you guys today. You often hear me use the term positive reinforcement when talking about how to train your dogs. Well, what are the actual benefits of using a positive approach versus a negative approach? We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. And if you really want to know what kind of mood your cat is in, you just may be looking at the wrong end. I'll explain coming up. And should you and your pets be going to the same allergist? According to a recent study, the answer may be a resounding yes. Did you know? I'll tell you later why some dogs in some parts of the country have much less allergy problems than other dogs in other parts of the country. LA, not one of the good parts. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. Some fun facts about dogs and cats. And if you're looking for romance, let your dogs take the lead. Plenty of time for your questions and comments. Lots of great pet stuff to give away. So if your pet happens to be jumping, digging, scratching your favorite chair, cat forgot what the litter box is for, your dog is suffering with separation anxiety, your Himalayan's depressed, your dog's not housebroken, they hate other dogs, chases anything that moves, turns into Cujo when you take him for a walk, or perhaps, just perhaps, he believes it's his job to hump anything he sees moving. Give me a call. That's what the show's all about. Helping you cope with your pets more than likely. Helping your pets cope with you. It is not easy living with human beings. Believe me, take it from me. And the question of the day, have you ever met a friend because of your pet? Have you ever met a friend because of your pet? I want to know. Give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. The phones are already jammed up. Just a reminder today that today happens to be, but you didn't know this, today is Armed Forces Day. And because of Armed Forces Day, Saturday, May 19th, started in 1949. I do this all the time. As a veteran myself, whenever I see someone walking around in uniform, I always go over, shake their hand, say thank you very much. And if I'm at a restaurant, very often Denise and I will buy them the meal. So if you see someone in uniform today, just take a minute and pray for some of our service people. Armed Forces Day, let's not forget it. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's jump right over to the phone lines here. We're going to go to Angie in Saugus. Hey, Angie, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
I am doing fabulous. How about yourself?
Great.
What's up?
Well, my husband and I always have this disagreement about horse racing, and I say it's wrong and the horses are mistreated. He says that the horses are treated really well, better than most people. And I just have a different opinion. So I wanted to know your opinion.
Oh, so now you're calling me to resolve this fight between you and your husband. I get it now. This is not divorce court. This is the pet show, just so you know.
Sorry. He's going to bet on the horses, and I don't agree with it.
All right, let me give you some background, okay? When I lived in New York, although no one would ever know that I'm originally from New York because I've lost my accent entirely, right? But anyway, the bottom line is I spent a lot of time at the Belmont racetrack. Why? Because I was training one of the most famous jockeys of all times, Jorge Velasquez, was a client of mine. I trained his dog, and many of the horse trainers there would use me to work with their animals. My opinion, I am not a fan of horse racing, okay? Are the horses treated pretty well? Most of them are. But if you ask the horses, would they rather be in a stable, being trucked from location to location, or running in a field in beautiful upstate New York or in Saugus? What do you think the horses would rather do?
Of course, be
okay.
free. And
so in other words, I am not a fan of horse racing. I'm nothing against people that want to ride their horses when the horses enjoy it. No problem with that. But in terms of horse racing, I just don't believe that. Very often, you know, the legs are kind of thin. They're bred specifically for speed. So I'm not a big fan. You know, sometimes there's drugging involved. Sometimes there's mobsters involved. Believe me, I know the mobsters that were involved when I lived in New York. Okay, but more important than that is again, it's a decision. But if it were up to me, if I could sign something now this minute that would make horse racing outlawed, I would do it.
Okay.
How's that?
So good. We agree.
So
we on my side.
Is your husband a big guy?
No, he's tough. He's a Scotch-Irish boxer sort of guy. He's not tall, but he's a very nice guy.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but if he loses the bet, he'll stop betting on the horses anyway. Listen, what kind of pets do you have?
I have an American Staffordshire Terrier mix.
One of my favorite breeds in the world. You know, I had an Amstaff for many years. He was the Buster Brown dog, Tig, and I trained him for the company. Just great dogs. Did you ever notice, though, that he can kind of jump straight up from standing still?
She can do a lot of really amazing things.
Yeah, they're amazing dogs. Anyway, listen, don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, you know what? I'm going to send you, what do I want to send you? I'm going to send you for your dog. You seem like a real animal lover, so I'm going to send you a T-shirt. One of my favorite T-shirts that I had made up that say, none of my friends walk upright. So a T-shirt will be on its way to you, and I appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I have plenty of time today. I'm going to get to a lot of your calls. If I don't get to my subject matters, I won't. But I want to share this with you. I'm going to share it several times today as well. If you're a regular listener to the show, or maybe even not a regular listener to the show, for the past couple of years, I get literally 10, 15, 20, 30, 80 different emails, texts, phone calls to my office every single week talking about the divorce shelter in San Bernardino. And I've been hearing about it and the complaints about it over and over and over again. I actually tried to make contact with them. They didn't return my call, and they actually hung up on my assistant. So I decided, and this is taking place tomorrow. I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. If you love animals, obviously you do. You're listening to The Pet Show. Tomorrow, Sunday, is the Save the Animals Summit. It's going to take place from 1 to 3 p.m. at the pet-friendly La Quinta Inn and Suites in Pomona. Not too far from anyone. Everyone can get there. So La Quinta Inn and Suites in Pomona. The address is 3200 West Temple Avenue in Pomona. If you want more information, you can go to the hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, or you can call my office directly. There will somebody answering today. If they're busy, they'll get right back to you. So here is my office phone number. Yes, this is my office. If you want to attend, you want more information, so let's stop talking about the abuse and let's do something about it. Here's that number, 310-396-6955. 310-396-6955, 310-396-6955. I hope to see as many of you as possible as we air our vision for a transformation in humane care on behalf of the desperate animals at the divorce shelter. Animals deserve better. I've been hearing about it. You guys know a lot more about it than me. I deal with shelters all over the United States. I was just having a conversation with someone the other day. Many of you know, and I'll get back to you because I promise I have plenty of time, that I was a peace officer, actually the senior peace officer in the state of New York for the League for Animal Protection. And it was my job to investigate rodeos and circuses and any type of abuse, motorcycle gang, whatever it was, any type of abuse that was taking place had to be taken care of. And back then when I first started, let me tell you how bad the shelters were back then. And a lot of them are no better right now. But the way they used to kill the dogs and cats at this shelter on Long Island was Freeport, Long Island, if anyone knows Freeport. And I went in there and stopped it. Is they would actually back up a truck to a room, take a hose from the back of the truck, put it in a hole in the room, and actually use the carbon monoxide from the truck to kill the dogs and cats in the room. Tears in my eyes thinking about it, but that's the way it was. And hopefully change has been made, but not enough. Every dog and cat deserves to be treated humanely, properly, socialized. That's what a shelter is all about. A shelter is not just a place to hoard a bunch of animals. A shelter is a place where the animals can be until a permanent home is in fact found. So join me tomorrow. You can call my office right now for directions. You can get information. It's 310-396-6955, 310-396-6955. This is our last opportunity to make any changes that we want to make. So please join me tomorrow if you're interested in talking about the divorce shelter, or you can go directly to hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take another quick call. We're going to go to Lisa in Hawthorne. Hey, Lisa, welcome to the Pet Show.
Sorry. Yes, hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm here.
How you doing?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. What happened is my dog has renal failure.
Yeah.
And she's in the VCA hospital. She's been admitted. She's been there for 5 days. And the veterinarian says she doesn't think she's going to make it. When we're there, she's alert, responsive, and we try to take her out on the grass around there and let her go, go to the bathroom and walk a little bit, but she could barely walk.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she's been having difficulty walking for the last month now. We don't know. I was carrying her most of the time, and she's incontinent.
Okay.
What would be your best counsel here?
How old is the dog?
Well, she's probably between 12 and 14 years old.
And what type of dog is it?
Multi-poo, and she's a rescue. I rescued her 9 years ago.
Well, bless you for doing it. Let me, I can only, you can make me cry, but I can only answer your question as if your dog was my dog, okay? I never let anyone else make a decision in terms of when it's time to say goodbye to my pets or when they're going to cross the rainbow bridge. I take their consult. I speak to the veterinarian very carefully. Does it appear that the dog's in pain? If the dog is eating, the only one that can make that decision is you. So if you believe that it's time to say goodbye, have that conversation with your vet, but don't let anyone else make that decision for you. That's a decision that you and the family and your vet are going to have to make together. If it were my dog, I can't answer that question because it's very difficult on an emotional basis.
I'll tell you, I can give you some more information about this. Yes, I know. She acts very alert and responsive. She's not eating regular food right now, but she does baby food. It's feed through a syringe in her mouth.
Okay, but does she seem like she's in pain?
She would be if she wasn't on constant pain medication.
Okay, so this is
probably would be.
Lisa,
this is what I'm trying to decide. She's uncomfortable where she is at the veterinarian hospital. She's very comfortable. She's out of pain, and she seems to be.
But see here, Lisa, you're asking me to make a decision for you, which I can't do.
No. I'm not asking you to make the decision. I just want to know what you think. If it were your dog and your dog was alert, responsive. I know, Mom, but I don't know if you wanted me to make a U-turn.
If my dog was alert and responsive and didn't seem to be in any pain, I would look into his eyes and say, "You let me know when you're ready to move on." Actually, the only thing I can tell you, it's got to be your, at least I got to move on, but it's got to be your decision. My heart breaks for you. I know it's a tough time. Listen, my dog is 16 years old. I could be going through the same thing you're going through at any day right now. And I just appreciate every single day I have him. But if the dog doesn't appear to be in pain, if the dog recognizes you at this point, if the dog doesn't look like he's really hindered in any way, maybe he's a little incontinent, so you put a diaper on, whatever you need to do, that's what I would do for my own pet as well. Lisa, I don't know what to send you. I mean, it's hard to send you something, we don't know how the dog's been doing. He's not going to eat anything I send him. Let's send Lisa some kids and pets stain and odor remover coupon for kids and pets. So hopefully she'll bring the dog home and hopefully that'll help her out. I appreciate that phone call. It's a tough one, Lisa. It really is, I know, but only you can answer that. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Our phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. All right, so you might be saying, Warren, I heard you say you're giving stuff away on today's show. What exactly are you giving away? Well, on today's show, I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. I'll be giving away Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food, Kids and Pets stain and odor remover, those amazing T-shirts I had made up that say none of my friends walk upright, copies of my behavior books, either dog or cat, Cat's Incredible Cat Litter, Arthur Gold, Mushroom Max, and some hemp oil, allergy, calming, immune, and joint health for your pet. So everyone who calls in and gets to me live on the air, get a great gift for their best friend. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. We will get to you, Roy, in Los Angeles, Steve in my hometown of Santa Monica, Marcia in Long Beach, Andrew in Torrance, as well as Madeline in Los Angeles. But first, there's a wedding going on this weekend. Hear anything about a wedding going on today? It might have been. Yeah, I think there's some kind of wedding going on. Anyway, I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, watching part of it. I don't know why. The royal wedding has gone to the dog. See, Meghan Markle, I understand, is a big animal advocate and a big animal rescuer. As a matter of fact, she had been with Queen Elizabeth on her drive to Windsor ahead of the celebration. In a video published by the Daily Mail, her beagle, that's Meghan's beagle, believed to be the bride's rescue dog named Guy, peers out the window. And I understand that Queen Elizabeth's corgi, she lost him not that long ago, who didn't like anyone, actually liked Meghan. And I also heard this, and this is kind of interesting, that Meghan, being a big animal lover that she is, actually said something to Harry, and he backed out of a fox hunt, which is a good thing. Leave the foxes alone. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to my friend Roy in Los Angeles. Hey, Roy, welcome to the Pet Show. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm calling from PetSmart parking lot. I just checked out. Perfect timing.
It is perfect time. Did you spend a few bucks on your dog at least?
You better believe it.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
54 something. He's got some bully sticks. He's an English Bull Terrier. I found out not long ago what they are made of. Holy cow!
Yeah, Bull Terriers are made of concrete.
Oh yeah, I meant the bully sticks, but yeah, I could tell you.
You know what bully sticks are made of, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to describe them to anyone, but let me just tell you that they only come from the males. That's it. Go ahead. Anyway, what's your question?
Well, he's an English Bull Terrier. He's got an indomitable spirit. He's 9 months, so he's just extra everything. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in the middle of Hollywood, 4th floor, so a lot of going up and down the stairs with him. There's a dog park just down the way. I've made extra sure to socialize him early on. I've had him since he was 2 months, so he's my dog, and he.
I'm waiting, Roy. I'm waiting for the question, Roy.
Yes, sir. He's acted out a few times. He's bitten me. He's kennel trained, and it seems when he wakes up, sometimes he is just not in the mood, and I've stopped letting him out immediately after he gets in a kind of a territorial state.
Why is your dog incarcerated? What is he doing wrong that he's in jail?
Oh, I would never put him in there as punishment. It's it's where he sleeps.
I understand that's where he sleeps, but do you work 8 hours a day?
No, I'm an actor, so
you're not working. So you're not working at all. I got the point, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, here's my important question. First of all, you cannot accept a dog's aggressive behavior towards you. Okay, so you really need to work on it. What I'm going to suggest that you do: have you done your basic training with the dog?
Yeah, at PetSmart.
Okay, well maybe you need to go on beyond PetSmart. Okay, he does well when he's with a group of people. Is that the only time he growls at you or nips at you is when you take him out of the kennel?
Yeah, or I've directed him away from corners. He'll chew on a corner. He's a big chewer. I get the bully sticks.
He's only 9 months old, and he might be going through a latent psychological teething stage as well. I would increase the exercise tenfold if you can. I would increase the socialization as much as you can, and this is the most critical thing. Whenever the dog shows any type of assertive action towards you, the leash and harness comes out and he gets 5 minutes of training at that point. The reason I say that is every time he does some type of behavior which is assertive or aggressive towards you and he gets away with it or it's not resolved, he wins. And therefore it becomes more and more, just like a bully. So what you need to do is not yell, not scream, because aggression only breeds aggression. You need to take him out, work with him for a few minutes using some positive training and reestablish that positive authority. That's the way to get through the aggression. A lot of trainers and a lot of people in my field will even tell you, well, if the dog shows that aggression, you got to be more aggressive and show the dog that you're the pack leader and you're the boss. That only is going to make things worse. What you need to do is establish a positive relationship with the dog. More socializing, more training. Do not accept. What I would also practice doing is when you're home, putting him in the kennel. I'm not a big kennel fan, but if that's what you're going to use, that's up to you. Put him in the kennel, let him ride out. Put him in the kennel, let him ride out, so he doesn't associate the kennel with something that he's put in when he goes to sleep or when you go away for a long period of time. If you take that positive approach and you establish that positive authority with him again, you should have no more problems.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure, go ahead, quickly.
Real quick, can you lay out a good routine, like, exactly when is a good time, how many times a day? I've been fluctuating and kind of learning.
Well, here's what I'm going to do, okay? You should work with the dog depending on the dog's attention span. You don't want to overwork with the dog, but 10 or 15 minutes at a time is usually good. So what I'm going to do, Roy, I don't want to rush you, so I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm actually going to send you a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. Bless you, got a great breed of dog there. They can be a little what's the word? A little crazy. When I say crazy, I don't mean that in a negative way. They can be a little assertive is the word I'm looking for. So tremendous amount of socializing, a lot of positive training. I'm going to talk about positive training a little bit later. You'll find that in the book and the dog will come around. But remember, if the dog shows any aggression, what you need to do is not respond with aggression. That's nonsense. That's garbage you see on TV. What you need to do is establish positive authority at that point. That'll make all the difference in the world for you. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. We got Marsha, Andrew, Steve, Madeline. We'll get to your calls. Great time to call me, by the way. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Be patient with me. I got some great gifts to give away on today's show. And we are back on the Pet Show. Just a reminder that if you live out of the area, you can listen to the Pet Show on Facebook.com/WarrenPet. I'm looking over it right now, and I see that. I'll get right back to the phones, but Janet wrote, can someone help me with this? We have a stray cat in the backyard. I opened my garage to him, fed him, and he left me a dead bird and a couple of months ago, a dead squirrel. My husband closed the garage and said, no more cat in the garage. I feel terrible. I had been feeding him for months. Husband says he will find food elsewhere. Here's my response to your husband, okay? First of all, how would your husband feel if he brought home flowers and you closed this door and you said, don't bring the flowers inside? By bringing those to the garage, because you gave this cat a place to stay, he is bringing a gift to you. And now you close the garage door and you don't feed the cat. In terms of the cat finding food elsewhere, that might be true. But what's the problem with letting the cat go in the garage? What's the problem with adopting the cat? What's the problem with having the cat spayed and neuter? Why would you just close the door and let this animal that you've been taking care of out there? I think what you need to do is have your husband give me a call, Janet. I'd love to have a conversation with him over the phone. The cat was doing something as a thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm bringing you this. And what do? You close the door and kick the cat outside. Will the cat survive outside? Maybe not. Maybe a coyote's around. Maybe stray dogs are around. Maybe he'll get a disease. Maybe he'll find food. Maybe he won't. But the fact that you took him in and started feeding him, it should have made your responsibility and your husband's responsibility to either keep the cat or at least find a rescue organization or another organization that could help you out. Now, I don't agree with your husband at all. I'm not a believer in just letting them fend for themselves. It's way too dangerous out there. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We are going to Marsha. Hey, Marsha, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello?
How you doing?
Hello? I'm doing great. For 18 years, I wanted a diabetic alert dog for me, and I've raised guide dogs for everybody else. But finally, on Sunday, I picked one up, and it's mine, and she's wonderful.
Well, you know, the first diabetic alert dogs were actually trained by me in Massachusetts many, many years ago.
I knew that, and I wrote about you in a book I wrote. Well, technically, my dog wrote the book. It's called Lessons from Leo, all about raising guide dogs. But I mentioned you in that because I've been listening to you forever. And I knew that, but now I've heard you say for a month I've been trying to get this hybrid brush that you've been talking about.
Yeah, I'm not using it's a fine brush, and it's a great brush, and I have no problem with the brush, and I did recommend it for a while. But you know what? What type of dog did you say you have now?
Well, now she's part lab and part golden. So I wanted to know, I've never had a golden mix before, so I've always just used the Zoom Groom, and I've used tons of other brushes, and I still have all those brushes. But then when you were talking about it being good, and I thought, well, since this is a little bit of golden, not too much, mostly lab, and she's a beautiful black dog. So,
I would use, with the golden, I would be using a slicker brush, and I would be using a good comb. That's how I would be doing it right now.
A slicker brush and a comb, not the hybrid.
No, it's a fine. They sponsored the show. It's of a fine company. They're in Las Vegas now, and it's a fine.
Gonna get it, and then there's 3 different sizes and all that, and I didn't know which one.
It's a fine brush. You never would have heard me talk about it if I didn't consider it a fine brush. However, in your case, also, what I'm going to do is, I know you're concerned about the shedding and stuff. So how about if I send you? Let me do this. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to actually send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements. Will help prevent that shedding and keep that dander down. So you can use and there's nothing wrong with that hybrid brush you heard me talking about. It's a fine brush. I just, at this point, a good comb and a slicker brush is probably the way to go. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let me go to Andrew in Torrance. Hey, Andrew, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How you doing today?
I've been interested in the Shepherd lines of dogs since I was a little kid, and I was wondering, can you tell me the difference in intelligence, temperament, and behavior of the English versus the Belgian and the German Shepherd?
Okay, having worked with the Belgian Shepherds when I was stationed overseas, having worked with the German Shepherds when I'm stationed overseas, let me tell you something, okay? 90% of what a dog turns out to be is what you put into it. Okay, so whether you get an English Shepherd, whether you get a Dutch Shepherd, the bottom line is what you put into it. Now, there are certain breeds, sometimes the Malinois can be a little bit more active. What type of family life do you have? The typical American family?
Yes, but I won't be able to get it for another year or two. I'm giving myself enough time to find it at a shelter.
Bless you for doing that.
I'll be retiring and I'll have time for the dog.
Hey, let me give you a recommendation, okay? There's a couple of amazing German Shepherd rescues here in Southern California. You have German Shepherd Rescue, Westside German Shepherd Rescue. I've known them for years. They're a great organization. My good friends Joe and Diane over there. And this way, if you can get on a list right now, maybe in a year down the road, they're always going to have the right dog for you. There's also German Shepherd Rescue of Orange County. There's Coastal German Shepherd Rescue. What I would do is get your name and hook up with these people, start a conversation with them so that when the time comes and you're ready to adopt, they know everything about you and the type of dog that you may be looking for, and they can make that match that hopefully will be made in heaven.
It's called German Shepherd Rescue?
Yeah, it's called Westside German Shepherd Rescue. Westside German Shepherd Rescue. You can also check out.
Okay, great.
You can also check out Orange County. You live in Torrance. You can check out Orange County German Shepherd Rescue or Coastal German Shepherd Rescue. They're all great organizations, and it's a great breed of dog. So, whether the dog comes from Hackensack, New Jersey, or it comes from London doesn't make that much difference to me, because what you put into the dog, and by the way, if you're going to adopt the dog, he's probably going to be a little bit older, so you'll already have some idea of personality. And let me tell you, the people over at Westside do an incredible job. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, I don't know if I'm going to send you a copy of my book as well. I want you to read the book so that when the time comes for you to adopt this wonderful German Shepherd from German Shepherd Rescue, you will know exactly what to do. Great call, by the way. Finding homes for dogs. That's what this show is all about. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Still got lots of great stuff to give away on today's show. As I said, many of the items I give away are $25, $35, $40 and more. So if you have a question, want to share a comment, telling me about this fabulous dog or cat that you rescued, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. 5752. All right, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Just a reminder, look down at your dogs right now. Look down at your cats right now. They have a great home. I'm going to get right to the phone call. They have a great home. You love them. They love you. But then take a minute to think about the dogs and cats at shelters. Many shelters are fine, but think about them at a shelter that may not be so fine. That's why tomorrow I want you to join me because this is the only opportunity we have to make some changes and talk about them. Tomorrow, I'm having the Save the Animals Summit. That's from 1 to 3 p.m. at the pet-friendly La Quinta Inn and Suites in Pomona. If you love animals and you want to make some changes at a shelter called the Vor in San Bernardino, or at least talk about it, I want you to join me tomorrow. The address is 3200 West Temple Avenue in Pomona. If you want more information, you go to hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, and I've kept my office phone number open today. So if you have a question about where it is or how to get there or what it's all about, you can call this number now, the phone number, 310-396-6955. Now, let's not talk about helping the animals at shelters. Let's do it. Give my office a call for more information, 310-396-6955, or go to the hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. We need to make some changes, and we need to make sure that when animals are sheltered, they're socialized, they're given the comforts that we can possibly give them until they find that forever home that they deserve. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Let's go to my friend Steve in my hometown is Santa Monica. Hey, Steve, welcome to the show.
Hello, Warren. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
I'm an older guy with COPD, and I live in a trailer, and I've got 2 adolescent hybrid cats, a Savannah and a Lynx. And I'm in the middle of toilet training them, which is particularly important to be done because of my COPD, for one thing, and my place is small, and as soon as they go to the bathroom, number 2, I can smell it immediately, and it stinks up the whole place, and they need to be going in the toilet. And I picked up one of those toilet training kits at the pet store, and I'm got the little oval circles punched out to the last one around, where there's just a ring around the outside edges about an inch wide. And one of them started going on the floor, close to it. And the other one, now he's
let me explain to people what we're talking about.
I say one last thing. He's gotten diarrhea apparently, and he's going on my bed.
Well, in other words, he's probably really stressed out because of the change. But I want you to listen to me carefully because a lot of people don't understand what you're trying to do. There are people that actually want to train their cats to sit on the commode and go to the bathroom on the commode. There used to be a product on the market. Don't laugh at me, Alex. It was actually called Kitty Whiz. And you would put it on the toilet. You would put litter in it. And little by little, you would take away the litter and make a hole bigger and bigger till the cat will go there. Do all cats adapt to it? The answer is no. It sounds to me like your cats are a little stressed out over the changes that you've made, Steve. So what I would be doing at this point is I would be going back to point 1 and starting over again.
Yeah, I did that. I'm on the second round.
Well, then you may have to go to.
I also built a little attachment that it's just the outside ring.
Yeah.
Where I've got a little piece of cardboard that's been.
Listen, Steve. I know. Steve. I know what you're saying. I want to resolve. Steve, I want to resolve the problem for you. Listen to me. It doesn't make any difference to me what you have on the toilet seat. Okay, it's not working. That's the bottom line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try to fix it. Go back to stage 1 again. What you do is you take some of that. When you start out, though, did they tell you to put some litter on it?
I don't understand what you're saying. Stage 1 would be just with the real small hole in the center.
Exactly, but what you need to do is put some litter around that hole so the litter stays there, some soiled litter from their litter box. That's what you need to do right now. I can't go much further with you, but you got to go back from scratch and start over again. That's what you need to do right now, Steve, and you may have to go 3 or 4 times. It's not a common thing for a cat to want to use it. Some cats will pick up on their own, some won't. Sometimes when there's 2 cats in the household, it's even a little bit more difficult to do. What you need to do right now is go back to point 1. I would take a little of their soiled litter from the litter box or wherever you have it. In terms of the cat going on your bed at this point, that is a permanent, not a permanent, but a perfect sign of a cat that is stressed out and confused in conjunction with the diarrhea. So what I would definitely recommend is I would use the toilet, go back to that point, but at the same time, I would keep a litter box as well until they make the adjustment. I'm going to move on. So I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a gift certificate. I can't do the whole thing for you. You bought a kit. The kit tells you exactly what to do. If If it's not working, it's not working. You can go back and try it again. I used to train cats to use a toilet seat using a piece of cardboard. You need to go over it and over it again. It's not a common thing for a cat to do. So if it's not working, go over it, over it, over it. And the reason I'm sending you the Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover is because I want you to clean up any areas. I wish I had a better answer for you, Steve, but you're looking for something and there's no miracle cure. And I know the COPD my father suffered, so I know what you're talking about. But the resolution to your problem is you go back to the beginning. Anytime you're not making progress, you go back to the beginning, because if you try to make changes incrementally, what you're going to find is that the cat's going to get more confused, and more confused. That's what you need to do at this point. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Madeline, Gordon, Christine, Steve. Great time to give me a call, by the way. I got plenty of time for your calls. We got a whole other hour and so to go. Lots of great stuff to give away. Some of the bigger items to give away. I got Arthur Gold, some Lucy Pet's Cats Incredible, Lucy Pet Food, t-shirts, books, hemp seed oil, allergy, calming, immune, lots of great stuff. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. Got a question, got a comment, want to brag about your pet? Give me a call. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Want some great information? Check out the website, thepetshow.com. And just a reminder, I'll give you that information again about that summit tomorrow. The more people that show up, the better we can make it for the animals. Phones are jam-packed. Question of the day is, have you ever met a new friend because of your pets? I know I have. Hey, if you're not following me on Facebook, you should. Facebook.com/thepetshow. And the reason I say that is I shared a story this week about a young dog suffocating to death because of a plastic bag. And chip bags, cereal bags, bread bags, popcorn bags, dog, cat, treat bags seem to be the most common. If you have pets in your house, please be safe. And kids, as that matter as well, keep those plastic bags, keep any bags away from your dogs and cats, because if it gets around their nose and as they suck in, the bag gets tighter and tighter, can suffocate them. That's what happened to this dog. Hopefully it'll never happen to yours, because you just heard us talking about it. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. The phones are jam-packed. We have Madeline in Los Angeles, Gordon, Costa Mesa, and Jenny in Chatsworth, Linda in Glendale, Richard in Los Angeles. But right now it is Madeline's turn. Madeline, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, thanks, Warren. And thank you for the gift. I spoke to you a few weeks ago about the nipping, and the nipping continues, though I'm giving her ice cubes, freezing her puppy sticks, putting them in her mouth. And I mean, my left arm from the fingers all the way to the elbows, she's actually drawn blood.
What are you doing when she's nipping? What are you doing?
No nip, I say.
And you think that's going to stop her?
Well, I don't know. I take her away and I say no nip, and I don't know what else to do.
Oh, I'm going to tell you what else to do. In other words, you're creating more of a problem than you're solving by saying no nip, which means absolutely nothing to her. What you need to do is, when the dog is nipping, this is a puppy, right?
Right.
How old?
5 months.
Okay, she's 5 months old, which means she is now a teenager. What do teenagers do? They test the waters. They challenge everything, everybody, everything in their life. At 5 months old, your dog is a teenager, okay? So here's what you need to do. You need to establish rules and regulations. What you need to do is, when the dog is being assertive with you, when the dog is nipping at you, what you need to do, not say no nip mommy, because that's not resolving anything. You need to put the leash and harness on the dog and establish some basic authority at that point. That's what you need to do. The ice cubes, the frozen toys, that's all important. Exercise is the most critical thing you can do. The more exercise, the better off you are. Tired dogs don't nip, they sleep. Don't get frustrated. I know it's easy to get frustrated with a 5-month-old dog. Believe me, you should have been my mother when I was 12 and 13 years old, okay? But I want you to understand that if you don't resolve it now, it becomes a problem later on. So I know.
I'm afraid to let children pet her.
But you can't be afraid. You need to establish the rules. You need to set up a consistency. In other words, what'll happen, let's say the dog doesn't go through the nipping. Let's say you don't resolve the nipping problem. And let's say she does nip at a kid down the road a piece. What's going to happen to this dog? She's going to wind up in a shelter. And you know whose fault it is? It's your fault, Madeline, for not taking the time to socialize and train her. I know I may sound hard, but there's no dog that cannot be taught not to nip. And the way to do it is establish positive authority with the dog, number one, increase the exercise, number two, and when the dog is nipping, don't pay too much attention to it. Just fold your hands up and just walk away, because the minute you say no nip, the minute you pull your hands away, the minute you react, you're reinforcing that behavior. Did I send you a copy of the book?
No, but Warren, she's nipping now at my knee.
And what are you doing? You're sitting on the road. You're sitting talking to me on the phone. How's that going to resolve the problem?
Well, I'm still trying to understand what is specific.
Put the leash and harness on the dog and do some basic training.
Okay, leash and harness on her. If I can get, sometimes she doesn't let me.
Well, maybe you need to leave it on her when you're home. But in other words, you have to understand. I don't. You get me frustrated. Listen to me. I adore you, but listen to me carefully, okay? You're creating a problem that doesn't exist. You have a 5-month-old puppy that is teething and nipping and chewing, okay? Everyone goes through it, but what you're doing is you're not consistent. And if you're not consistent, you're not going to resolve the problem, because dogs learn through association. You need to respond every time the dog is nippy by putting the leash and harness and establishing some basic authority at that point. That is what you need to do. This is not a dog problem, and my heart breaks for you because I know you're frustrated, Madeline. It's not a dog problem. It's a Madeline problem, because if I were to come to your home right now, within 5 minutes, your dog would stop nipping me because of my consistency. Not that I'm smarter than you, not that I'm different than you, but my reaction is going to be calm. It's not going to be pulling away. It's not going to be saying no nipping. It's going to be putting a leash and harness on him and establishing some basic training. That's what you need to do, Madeline.
Well, first of all, it's not so easy to get the harness on her.
No, before you correct everything I'm saying, did you just hear me say, then leave the harness and leash on her when you're home?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
And take her out, or just walk her up and down?
No, do your basic training. Aren't you teaching her to sit, stay, down, come when called? Well, that's what you do. When she's being nippy, that's when you take the harness and lead. That's when you practice your basic training.
Okay, I'll try that.
Listen, there's no such thing as trying when it comes to behavior. There's little increases in behavior and little success at a time. You're going to get frustrated, I understand, but never get frustrated with the dog. If you're frustrated because you're not getting the response, then maybe you should go back at it an hour later. This is an easy problem to resolve. You're trying too hard. What I want you to understand is the dog is nipping. It's a young dog, has a lot of energy, doesn't have hands. And when a dog doesn't have hands, what do? They use their mouth. That's their way of alleviating stress, anxiety, and all kinds of behavioral issues.
And she does it for attention. She's nipping at my pants as I walk.
But you're giving her attention when she's doing it. Why should she stop?
Because it hurts, Warren.
Well, but in other words, you have two options. Here's your options, okay? You can have an unbehaved dog that's going to chew on you, hopefully not for life, or you can follow the advice I'm giving you. There's nothing more basic than I can do than to stop a dog from being a chewer. You need to be consistent. You need to follow my advice. Have a glass of Chardonnay before you do it. Calm down a little bit, Madeline. Just follow the advice I'm giving you. It will resolve, but you need to be really, really consistent.
Okay, thank you.
Keep me posted. I appreciate the call. I was going to send you a gift, but I sent you one a little while ago, so I'm going to donate it to a Humane Society. I understand the frustration. It's so easy to get frustrated and anxious, but what happens is when you get frustrated and you get anxious and you're not consistent, you're actually creating more of a problem than you're resolving. The secret to every trainer, let me tell you a trainer's secret out there, is when they're working with their dog, if they're really, really good at what they're doing, they're calm, they're mellow, they're not changing their mood, they're not changing their personality, not changing their anxiety, they're calm and consistent. That's how you resolve issues. You can see from Madeline's call, I adore her, but she's trying this, she's trying that, she's getting frustrated, she's paying attention to the negativity, which means the dog's going to respond to the negativity. It's a teenager. The teenager is challenging you. If you don't have a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want, pick up a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. There's a whole chapter in there specifically on chewing and teething, but this is an easy problem to resolve. Just be consistent. Don't get angry. Don't get frustrated. Patience, patience, patience. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let me go to Gordon in Costa Mesa. Hey, Gordon, welcome to the Pet Show.
Warren, thanks for taking my call.
Hey, it's my pleasure. What's up?
I have just adopted a 7-year-old female beagle.
I love you already, Gordon. You adopted a 7-year-old dog. You're my best friend.
She was a research dog. We got her, we went to the Orange County Pet Expo 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we've now had her 2 weeks yesterday. And Previously, we'd owned a puppy that we'd gone through all the puppy training with, and then we'd adopted another beagle at 4, both fabulous dogs. And we're elderly, we live on a golf course and have no fenced yard, so we wanted a dog that was a little calmer and hopefully house trained and all of that sort of thing. After having this dog for a very short period of time, we realized that what we have is a 7-year-old puppy. She doesn't know her name. She doesn't know any commands, sit, down, stay, come, anything. And I'm not having a lot of success in training her, and I just wanted your advice.
Yeah, how long, first of all, bless you for taking her in, Gordon. How long have you had her?
2 weeks.
Okay, I have rescue dogs. A lot of the research laboratories use beagles because of their temperament and they're consistent. It makes me absolutely crazy. It just makes me absolutely nuts. No animal should be used for research as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, the bottom line is you hit the nail on the head. The dog may have seen people, but it's not been socialized to the way that a dog at 7 years old should be socialized. Never had any training, never been exposed. So you are starting with a puppy. However, let me tell you something. A 7-year-old dog that was kept in a research facility, now in your home, give her a month or two, Gordon, she will be so appreciative of the fact that she has a great home, she has a bed of her own, a backyard to play with. She will come around. But you need to start establishing some basic training with her. You sit, stay, down, all of those in a very slow way. Just remember, sometimes the older we are, any dog can learn at any age, but as they get older, it may take a little bit longer. So I want you to be real patient. I want you to focus on the basic training at this point. Is she housebroken?
No, she's not. Well, we're working on that. We have her pretty well trained to go out in the garage now.
Okay. Have you taken some of her poop and urine from the garage and put that outside in the backyard?
No, I haven't.
I want you to do that because you have to understand also the dogs that were left in research or kept in research very often would defecate and urinate and have to stay with their own mess, which makes it more difficult for you to resolve because they get used to it. So I want you to really clean up the area properly. Gordon, I adore what you did. What I'd like to do is, if it's okay with you, I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. I want you to keep in touch with me. I want you to be as patient as you possibly can. Bless you for taking this dog in. Don't get frustrated. Just imagine this dog has been this dog is like Tarzan coming to London for the first time, okay? She's being socialized. She has a whole new life, new toys, a whole bunch of new things. I'm going to send you a copy of the book. Enjoy the training. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing something wrong. Make it fun for you. Make it fun for the dog. Maybe a couple of times a day, a few minutes at a time, and you should be fine. Now, the one thing you said to me, you live on a golf course. If there are rabbits on a golf course, I don't care if the dog is Rin Tin Tin. If it's a beagle and sees a rabbit, it's going to be difficult to stop the dog from chasing it. But I want you to follow my advice. It's a great thing that you've done rescuing this dog. I wish there were more people like you, and there are some great, the Beagle Project, some amazing things going on. So let me do this, Gordon. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. Please be patient with the dog. Give the dog a lot of hugs and kisses. You call me back. We'll go further if we have to. And again, thank you for taking this dog in. I've rescued several dogs that came out of horrible situations, whether it be research laboratories or puppy mills, and sometimes older, sometimes 10, sometimes 11 years old when I took them out. But remember, if you're patient with them, if you understand their background, where they came from, and just understand that it's going to take a little bit longer to resolve issues with them, but you'll get them resolved, I promise you that dog will turn out to be your best friend, the best dog you ever lived with. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break, then right back to your phone call. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Did you know that dogs use their tails as a fan to distribute their scent? Glands in the anus release an odor that serves as your dog's fingerprint. That's one of the reasons that dominant dogs hold their tails high. They want everyone else to know they're in the area. In fact, scared dogs actually cover their anal glands. That's where the tail goes between the legs to prevent other animals from smelling them. So your dog actually will wag that tail and keep it high to fan his scent all over the neighborhood so everyone else knows he's around. Let me get right back to the busy phone lines here. Let's go to Chatsworth and Jenny. Hey, Jenny, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, how you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely super. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I have a 14-year-old female cat. She's been the last of 3, so she's been a queen for a few years now, indoor, outdoor. Basically, she sleeps with us. We have 2 feral, teenage kitties outside that we've kind of taken under our wing. And They haven't threatened her anything as far as being, mean to her. But what has happened is now we're so friendly with them. They actually let us pet them, pick them up, and they talk to us. They scratch on the door. So we have been feeding her outside with them, which I've heard from one of your shows what to do to introduce the cats. She's fine with that. They don't go to her territory until she's long gone. But now she has a big attitude in the house. She's not using her cat box.
Wait, Jenny, before you tell me about your cat's attitude, how would your attitude be if another woman moved into your home?
You know what? Funny you said that. I thought that same way.
Well, I'm glad you did. Because you're right.
I did, but they're not in her
Does
home.
it make any difference that they're not in her home? Animals do everything by scent. And as soon as she realizes that you have their scent on you, as soon as she realizes that their scent is there, what she's going to do is come back into the home and she's going to claim territory on the place that has your strongest scent. Where is she going in the house? I see from my computer she's peeing. Where is she peeing?
Yeah, she's peeing in a room that other animals throughout the year have urinated in.
Okay.
Like, they can smell it up through the carpet.
But she hadn't done that prior to the other two cats outside, had she?
Only when another animal would visit.
Okay, so in other words, so then from what you're telling me, we know that we have a cat that is pretty territorial and is not thrilled about having other cats move in. However, have you considered or are you considering bringing those two other feral cats into your home?
We are, but we don't want to, upset her too much. But obviously now she has shown us that she is very upset.
Well, let's do some scent swapping, okay? Let's get the scent of the cats outside on your cat inside, okay? All you got to do is rub a washcloth on the cat's outside and take that washcloth and rub it on the cat inside. That's number one. Number two, what I would also recommend that you do is I want you to find every area in the home where the cat has gone, and I want you to clean it up with the kids and pet stain and odor remover. This will get rid of the odor. A lot of the products people use have ammonia in them, and so does urine and stool. So by cleaning up with any ammoniated product, you're just putting down more of an odor, just reattracting the cats or dogs over and over again. So that's number one. Number two is I would try to make the inside a little bit more interesting. So her focus is not necessarily on the cats outside, and that's where you hear me talking about the cardboard boxes and the paper bags and the growing organic catnip and other greens. So I want you to make those changes in the house as well. And then eventually when you go to bring those two other kittens into the house or those two other cats into the house, we want to use a little first pet psychology. So instead of feeding your cat once a day, we'll feed the cat 3 times a day. Not more food, just more feedings. Instead of feeding her out of 1 dish, we'll feed her out of 3 dishes. If she's used to going in other places in the house, what I would do is put another litter box in the house, but instead of putting litter in it, I might put some grass and dirt from outside, being that the other cats are used to going on the grass and dirt, and that may be establishing a situation with her as well. But if you put all those pieces together, eventually you'll be a 3-cat family. I had as many as 20 at one time, but it's all a matter of how you approach it. They're not going to be best friends right off the bat, but by little, as long as the cat that's been inside is getting more attention since the arrival of the other cats, that will calm down. And one day, I promise, you'll come home and they will be sleeping whisker to whisker.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, they hang out outside together.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of indoor-outdoor. I'd love to see all of them eventually come indoors, but that's your option. It's a choice you got to make. But in the meantime, let me do this. I'm going to put you on hold. There's a great article about, litter box lapses on my website at thepetshow.com. I don't want to send you a book. I want to send you something different. So if you go to my website, thepetshow.com, under articles, you'll see litter box lapses. You'll take a look there. But I want to put you on hold, and I want to send you a gift certificate for the kids and pet stain and odor remover. And I want to get rid of those odors in the house. That's really important. 866-870 Kara. Let me see if I can answer Linda real quickly. Hey, Linda in Glendale, welcome to the Pet Show.
Yeah. A couple questions. First of all, is it all right to feed the cat raw liver, raw beef liver, chicken liver, things like that?
I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, absolutely not. I'm not a raw feeder. I don't believe in raw feeding. I hear the horror stories about raw feeding, so I'm not a big believer in raw feeding.
Oh, I'm glad I asked. And would it be good to cook it first, or just buy it?
If you want to give it some cooked food, that's fine. Or you can use the Lucy Pets their products as well. Their food is fine. But in other words, I'm not a big fan because there's been salmonella problems. There's been other problems and little pieces of bone. Some people swear by it. I hear the stories every day from all around the U.S. and Canada, and so I'm not a big fan of the raw diet.
All right. But what's an ideal diet? I know I got some of the probiotic powder and mixed in her food. She won't touch it, that kind of thing. What's an ideal diet?
The ideal diet for your cat is a really good quality food. Can I send you some food for your cat?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do, let me do this. I'm going to put you on hold. I am going to send you some Lucy Pet Formulas for Life cat food. And I want you to start make the transition gradual. Start adding the cat food to what you have her now, and then gradually take the other food away and increase more of the Lucy Pet Formulas for Life pet food. In fact, I'm going to be doing a commercial for them in not too long. I think that'll make a difference. And listen, there's nothing better. It's got that not only does it have the probiotic, but it's the prebiotic, which is so critical. So I think that'll make a big difference. So let's get the cat on Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. I'll send you something to get you started. The phone number here 866-870-KRLA 866-870-5752. Again, I'm going to talk more about that summit tomorrow, because for years now I've been hearing problems and complaints, and this is the one opportunity, and you guys know more about it than I have. I'm going to be hosting it, and I'll be kind of talking there, but you guys are really going to be giving the information and kind of networking with each other, so we can finally make a difference and make sure that every animal that's a shelter, at least at the divorce shelter, is treated, socialized, and there's behavior people there taking a look at the dogs as well. So I'll give you more information on that in just a little bit. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA 866-870-5752. And Marcy, Linda, Richard, Mary Lo, Sonia, don't go anywhere. Got plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. I'll take a break, but just before I do that, as more and more young adults postpone marriage and children and remain single for longer, they may view their pets as one of the more stable and long-lasting aspects of their life, which is so true. Millennials specifically treat their pets like part of the family, like their kids, and it's kind of a good thing. I think it's a good thing anyway. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And Sonia, Mary Lou, Marcy, Linda, don't go anywhere. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. And we are back on the Pet Show. Elephants. I love elephants, man. The elephants should be walking in the wild. Not in zoos, not in circuses, but in the wild. That's where they belong. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Let's go right to Ann, and then we got Mary Lo, Sonia, and Marcy. Hey, Ann, welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today? Actually, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, Ann.
Afternoon. I'm great. And how are you?
I could not be better.
Okay. I have a rescue baby. She's 6 years old. I love her dearly. She's terrier, so she's got part terrier, but she has that terrier face.
Yeah.
And the hair that grows above her eyebrows and off of her nose and chin and all that. How should I keep that clipped? I know if they're digging, which she doesn't dig, but I know that's the history from what I understand, that it used to protect their eyes.
Well, yeah, terriers were used as rodent dogs, and as a matter of fact, the fox terrier, the white-haired fox terrier, their tails are so strong, and that's one of the reasons they're short, so that when they would go into the burrows looking for rodents and other animals, they can pull them out by the tails, and actually it did not hurt them. Their tails over years have become so strong. If you're asking me, should you cut the hair around the dog's eyes? If the hair is covering the dog's eyes, it's a good idea to trim it if you can safely, and the reason I say that is the hair going back and forth can actually cause irritation in the eyes, as well as can cause more staining around the eyes as well. So if the hair is actually in the eye area, inhibiting the dog from seeing as well as she should, and it's going back and forth, I would trim it just a little bit to keep it out of the eyes. Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad I called, because I think it does inhibit her.
Yeah, just be really, really careful trimming it. We don't want to hurt her. So just be careful trimming it. And does she have any staining on the eyes at all?
No, now and then she doesn't, but she kind of keeps her eyes clean herself.
Wow. Well, that's good. It's a good. She takes care of herself. Now you just got to get her to feed herself and drive herself to the groomer and the vet. You'll be okay. No.
Whoever had her and trained her, she's very smart, and she's all black, but a little bit of white.
Really? She must be gorgeous.
And she's got a nice thick coat. It's wiry, it's not soft like a Pomeranian, but and the brush I use has like a blade in it a little bit that kind of helps. I don't know if that's the best kind or not.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a hacksaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the shedding blade. Those are actually, I was involved with developing those many, many years ago. It's a fine product. You can use it. Just use it gently.
I do. Thank you so much.
Oh, listen, don't go anywhere, Anna. What's your dog's name?
Little Lady.
I'm going to put you on hold, and the reason I'm putting you on hold is because I want to send Little Lady a gift, and I am going to send Little Lady some, you know what, Terry, let's send her some Arthur-Suit Gold to keep those hips and joints in the best shape it possibly can be. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Got plenty of time for your phone calls. Let me go to Marcy right now in Encino. Hey, Marcy, welcome to the show.
Well, hey, Warren, good afternoon. How are you?
I could not be better.
Well, wonderful. Well, we are also doing wonderfully because we adopted just a week ago yesterday a beautiful baby boy. He is a long-haired Dachshund Chihuahua mix. Got him, he's a shelter baby. He's approximately 1.5 years old. He's already the love of our lives. However, he is incredibly needy and clingy to the point where he has not left my side since I took him home.
What's the problem?
The issue is, exactly, I have no issue with that. I've been fortunate enough to be able to take him to work with me. I work in a smaller office, and my boss is also a dog lover. However, he has become a bit territorial. My desk is around the corner from the others, and the people that come into our office have to come in, opening the door by my desk. And Cody has begun to bark at people as they're coming into the office. It's not a high traffic office, but nonetheless.
Yeah, but you recently adopted Cody, and you adopted Cody from where?
From the shelter in Carson.
Okay, so when you adopted Cody, did they give you any background on Cody at all?
No, because he was found as a stray.
Okay, so we know no background on Cody. Now remember, Cody might have been lost. He might have been abandoned by his previous owners. We don't know how Cody wound up on the street, wound up at Carson Shelter, but then we now know that he wound up in a great home with you. So let's go over things, okay? It's very possible that he was attached to someone before. I'm assuming he was in good shape when you adopted him?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so therefore, what happens now is he might have gone from a home to the street to a shelter, now to Marcy. And therefore, he's clinging to you, Marcy, because you're the only thing he has that's really consistent right now, giving him positive attention. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to establish a situation where he really feels the same way about the people that you work with. Perhaps what I would do is just outside of that door, just temporarily leave a little bottle of the treats the dog cannot live without. And when people come in, first thing they need to say, hey, Cody, here's a treat for you. So now Cody established a relationship with everyone walking in a positive way versus a possessive or protective way. The other thing you want to do is make sure you introduce him to the people away from your desk as well, not just at your desk. But if he starts associating a positive relationship with everyone that walks in, little by little, that barking will dissipate because he has no need longer to be as territorial as he is.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's excellent advice. My other question, though, is am I okay to leave him? Because there are going to come times even today that I have appointments where I cannot take him. He's approximately 1.5 years. Can I allow him to just have free reign of the house?
Listen to me very carefully, okay? Your dog is probably going to suffer from something we call abandonment issues. In other words, every time you leave, because he's been abandoned before, every time you leave, he is going to assume that you may not be coming back either. So what you need to do is practice with him at home. In other words, go into another room in your household for 5 minutes and then come out 5 minutes later. Go out the back door, come in the front door. Go out the front door, come in the back door. Let him start to realize that every time Marcy leaves, Marcy's coming back. Leave some articles of your clothing around. Leave a radio on. Make sure you give him exercise before you leave. And when you leave the house, don't make a big deal out of leaving. No long goodbyes. Don't let him see you take your car keys or your purse or your jacket, because that's going to be a trigger for him. So I want you to practice going in and out of the house. Practice leaving him for a couple of minutes in different rooms. Little by little, his confidence will build. And as his confidence builds, you'll be able to leave him for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time.
Okay, I appreciate it so much, Warren. He's going to have a beautiful, beautiful life. I can assure you.
Listen, I know he is, and the reason I know he is because I'm cheating a little bit. I actually saw a picture of Cody this morning.
Wow! Oh, I love it.
What a beautiful.
He is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, he's so adorable. I still want to pinch myself. I can't believe that he literally sleeps next to me, by the way. Trust me. I'm as dependent on him as he is.
I'm sure you are, but make sure you don't become codependent too much. Give him a little space, give yourself a little space so he doesn't feel like he has to be on top of mom all the time. Hey, Marcy, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on hold. I am going to send Marcy a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. It'll teach you everything you need to know, and bless you for adopting this dog. And that's why I love doing the show. So many of my listeners have actually adopted older dogs and older cats, and they're the ones that have the most difficult time. Also, I'm going to take a break now. When we come back, I'm going to get back to the phones. I'm also going to give you the phone number for the national show in case I run out of time. And more important, tomorrow is the Save the Animal Summit. For years and years, I've been hearing about how animals are treated at the divorce shelter. You guys know better than me. I've decided to convene this summit tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m. at the pet-friendly La Quinta Inn and Suites in Pomona. Grab your pen and paper if you care about animals and the way they're cared when they're at a shelter. I want you to join me tomorrow. So grab a pen and paper. Let me take a break. When I come back, I'll give you more information. The phone number here, by the way, 866-870-KRLA. And we are back on the Pet Show. Let me do this. We got Mary Lowe, Sonia, Irene, Jim. I'm going to try to get to your calls. If you're driving around or you're busy shopping and you have a question about your pet, you all know that once I get off the air here, I go across the hall and do my national and my Canadian show. Let me give you that phone number. It's the same type of show, give away the same type of gifts. You can start calling that at 1 o'clock. Here's the number for the network show in case you run out of time or you're driving and you can't call right now. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. That number, 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Don't start calling to 1 o'clock, and when you call, you guys will be the first ones in. Let me see if we can get some more calls in here. Let's go to Irene quickly. Hi, Irene. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Warren. Yes, I plan on being there tomorrow at the summit.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're taking action and you're doing something about it. That's wonderful. I wanted to comment the man that had the beagle, if you would be able to give him my information. And I believe sometimes it's not a right fit. And I have several dogs, and I have a perfect dog for him that's 100% house trained. I got him from the pound, but I have some other dogs. And he's more of a dog that should be the only dog. I've been told that also. But he loves people. Like, I live by myself with my dogs, but he is a dog that I could just see. I mean, I sense it from him, and I sense he gets a little depressed, and there's not a lot of people around, and he'll go up to people, and you could pet him. And
listen, Irene, why don't you do this? When you come to the event tomorrow, let's talk a little bit about it. And I'll have the guy's information. I want to talk. I don't want to see him give the other dog up, because once you give a dog up that is not housebroken at that age, it's from one home to another home to another home. So, but let's talk about it tomorrow. I don't want to run out of time.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. Okay.
Thank you for coming. I'm so looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. But let me put you on. I want to send you something anyway. So let me put you on hold.
Okay.
Put her on hold, and we are going to send her, let's send her let's send her, she's got older dogs. Let's send her a t-shirt. None of my friends walk upright t-shirt. Let me see if I can take a quick call right now. We're going to go to Mary Lowe. Hey, Mary Lowe, how are you? Mary Lowe, Mary Jo?
Yes, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou, how are you? I don't have a whole lot of time, so I see your question is how to get your cat to stop scratching the doors, right?
That's correct.
Here's what I want you to try. Go out to the hardware store today. I don't care where you go, Lowe's, Osh, doesn't make any difference. Get wide strips of double stick tape. Put them on cardboard. Put the double stick tape on the cardboard with the sticky side up by the doors where the cat is scratching. That's number one. Number two, also put some double stick tape on the doors. Take a couple of balloons, blow them up, scotch tape the balloons to the doors or put them on the double stick tape. The cat will go to scratch them. The balloons will break. It's like God corrected her. She'll get the idea. That's the correction. However, It's not the cat's fault for scratching. If she's scratching your doors, it tells me that the indoors is boring. So make the indoors more interesting. Cardboard boxes, paper bags, change them every other day. They are free. That'll make all the difference in the world for you. But right now, that'll stop her from scratching. But the reason she's scratching is she needs more mental stimulation. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your cat to do what you want. And bless you for keeping this cat. And it's not a big deal. I mean, so many people call me up about cats scratching. And if you give them the opportunity and you give them things to play with and hang out, it'll make all the difference in the world. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm not going to be able to take another call, but you guys will be my first callers. Write this number down. This is the number for our national Canadian show. Starts in about 3 minutes. You can start calling at 1 o'clock sharp. Here's that number. I give away the same gifts. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Just a reminder again, listen, look at your dogs and cats. They have great homes. You love them. You adore them. But thousands, literally thousands of dogs and cats at shelters don't enjoy that same life. That's why tomorrow I'm having the Save the Animals Summit, and it's from 1 to 3 p.m. at the pet-friendly La Quinta and Suites in Pomona. The address is 3200 West Temple Avenue in Pomona. If you want more information, you can call my office right now. They will give you information. And look at your dog and cat. Don't you want every dog or cat to be as loved as yours, not just to be put in a caged shelter somewhere? Specifically talking about divorce shelters, you're all welcome to come tomorrow. That's going to be the summit. If you want more information, 310-396-6955, 310-396-6955, or you can go right to my website, thepetshow.com. Don't forget that THE, thepetshow.com. Right now, stay tuned right here on Carrie Lake, because coming up is Living Pain Free with Dr. Mark Darrow, my good friend Nita. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a special one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. You've been listening to The Pet Show.